Imagine a mighty empire. Cities larger than London, markets overflowing with gold, art, and music. And then, in just 5 years, it's gone. No war, no explosion, no natural disaster, just silence and death. Between 1545 and 1550, more than 15 million Aztecs, nearly 80% of Mexico's native population, vanished. Historians called it Cocoliztli, a mysterious plague. Before tragedy struck, the Aztecs ruled a breathtaking empire in central Mexico. Their capital, Tenochtitlan, stood proudly on a lake, a city of shining temples, floating gardens, and nearly 200,000 people. They built causeways, canals, and temples that dazzled early explorers. They studied the stars, grew maize on water, and thrived as one of the most advanced civilizations in the Americas. But everything changed in 1519, when a man named Hernán Cortés arrived with only a few hundred soldiers and something far more dangerous than weapons. In 1520, smallpox entered the Aztec world. It came with one of Cortés's enslaved Africans, a man unknowingly carrying a virus the Aztecs had never seen before. Within weeks, the disease spread like wildfire through Tenochtitlan. Fever, blisters, pain so intense that survivors said entire families died, clinging to one another. Even the Aztec ruler, Cuitlahuac, fell victim. The great city that had once echoed with drums and song, now echoed with cries. The Spanish didn't conquer the Aztecs with steel. They conquered them with disease. For the next 2 decades, the survivors tried to rebuild. They farmed again, traded again, prayed again. But in 1545, the pestilence returned. It began quietly, a few fevers here and there, and then suddenly, entire villages collapsed in days. People bled from their eyes, nose, and mouth. Dark spots appeared under the skin. Death came in 3 or 4 days. The Aztecs called it Cocoliztli, the pestilence. Spanish priests wrote in horror. It was as if the earth itself was weeping blood. Within months, millions were dead. For centuries, no one knew what this killer was. Was it plague? Typhus? Measles? The truth stayed buried until science caught up. In 2018, archaeologists studying 16th century skeletons in Mexico made a shocking discovery. Inside the teeth of the victims, they found DNA from a deadly bacterium, Salmonella enterica, Cerevar paratyphi. That's right, a type of Salmonella, the same family that causes modern-day typhoid fever. It had likely been brought by Europeans, spread through contaminated food and water, thriving in a land weakened by conquest. The Aztecs were facing an invisible enemy their bodies had never known. But disease alone wasn't the only killer. Around that same time, Mexico suffered one of the worst droughts in centuries. Crops failed, rivers dried up, starvation weakened millions, and when the rains finally came, they carried filth from dead animals and waste into every water source. A perfect storm. Drought, famine, and infection, all striking at once. In just 5 years, more than 15 million people were gone. Entire languages, traditions, and family lines erased from history. By 1600, Mexico's population had dropped from nearly 25 million to less than 2 million. The Aztec Empire was gone, not destroyed by Spanish swords, but by unseen invaders that traveled in the blood. To the survivors, it felt like the gods had abandoned them. To us, it stands as one of the deadliest pandemics in human history, rivaling even the Black Death. So, what really killed the Aztecs? Not war, not conquest, but the smallest creatures on Earth. The story of the Aztecs reminds us how fragile human civilizations truly are, and how disease can shape history just as much as war or politics. If you found this story fascinating, hit subscribe, share it with someone who loves history, and tell us in the comments, which ancient mystery should we uncover next? Because history always whispers its secrets. We just have to listen.